As you can see behind me, we've got the Black Mamba on stands. We've pulled out the back rear axle, and I want to show you what we're working on. We've been continuing the process for installing the Iron Rock off-road 4-link for the XJ, as well as welding in the Barnes 4-wheel drive frame stiffeners. So we'll come right over here and I'll show you what we've got going on. As you can see, I pulled off my old rock sliders. We've been tearing quite a bit apart down here. So I've removed the catalytic converter. I've also removed the emergency brake box. That's what that is hanging down right there. While we've been under here, I've also installed a new flange. I had previously installed a SYE kit. So the flange is to go with the Sterling. We put a new speedo sensor in here because we're running 40-inch tires. Also a new yoke. Right here, it's a 1350 yoke. Replace the 1310 yoke stock to receive that big boy right there. So once we get my axle set in the position that I want it, we'll get a measurement, adjust the pinion angle, send it into Adam's drive shaft to get a new custom drive shaft built. What I also had to pull out was the transfer case skid plate to get access to all these areas up here, which was good. I'm going to leave that off until I get my drive shaft, my front drive shaft, because that plate will cover this and I can't access the bolts in here. So now what I've got to do is get the rear 4-link bracket, see how that's going to sit in here. We've also got to consider frame stiffeners and how they are going to fit. My hope and goal is by the end of the day to have frame stiffeners welded on and that cross member for the 4-link bolted in. All right, as we come under the Jeep here, we'll just kind of give you an update on what's going on. So here you can see I've welded in. This is one of two of the plates that go on the middle frame for the stiffeners. There's a plate that goes right there. And that plate would go, if I can get my light here, would go from about right here, you can see right there, all the way across to our new plate there. The reason that I have not yet installed that middle plate is because obviously you can see I've got an aftermarket lift with a 4-link. And that's a Rusty's Off-Road high clearance 4-link. And so I need to figure out what I want to do, if I want to cut that frame stiffener up and weld it in, just kind of fill in the gaps there. I've got another piece that goes right there that is the the transfer case skid plate. It goes under there. And so what I'm working on today is I've got my bracket here for the 4-link that I've got to install. And what I have to do here is I've got to drill and tap some holes under here so that it will drill and bolt in. What I'm not excited about is in the instructions it says that I've got to drill a 1-inch diameter hole here in the frame, and in this case it's in the frame and also through the frame stiffener to receive little brackets so that the bolts will screw in and hold there tight to the frame. So we're going to go ahead and try to get that done and installed tonight, and hopefully once we get that done we'll start moving on to the back here and installing the bracket that will go across here for the coils. So we'll get at it. Hope you enjoy.
Some have said that I was given keys to the city of your dreams. I'm more content to walk outside the walls and catch a breeze. I'm more inclined to climb on bio ride internal seas. I'm more alive to vibe inside a mansion full of trees. I do this for a reason that they can't pretend to glean. I lose myself infused in something more than what they've seen. I'm not a slave to greed, I don't embrace your make-believe. I've never been for sale no matter what they think I need. So let it be decreed, let this music serve the deed. Let it spread like a disease, let it spawn a noble seed. There's more than meets the eye, there's more than meets the price. If you can't see the sky, there's too much artificial.
Alright guys, so I got the 4 holes drilled on each side plus the 1-inch hole. That is to receive the bracket here up to the top, slides in, and then you bolt it in there. So my next step is to get the cross member, lift it up into there, get into the place, and then we'll bolt it in. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully this will be smooth. Did get our rear cross member bolted in here for the 4-link for the back. It took a little work. I obviously welded in the frame stiffeners from Barnes, and then I got the Iron Rock off-road bracket here. So we drilled, tapped, I drilled a 1-inch hole in here, and then tightened these down to 65 foot-pounds. The next thing that we'll move on to here will be the frame stiffeners for the rear, which will go along here. I'm gonna have to take off my rear bumper, which I'm probably gonna get a different rear bumper anyways, so we'll just take that off, and then that other bracket will bolt on right here once I get the frame stiffeners burnt in there. So slow progress, not nearly where I wanted to be by the time baseball started, but it is what it is. We'll just try to chip away a little bit of it at a time and hopefully get it done in time for spring to go out and do some wheeling. So thanks for watching.